What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. And as you can see, I'm not in my normal location. So if you hear a little background noise, I'm sorry, but we got to talk about Brian Mcknight. I told you guys where there was smoke, there was fire. So like the video as my intro plays, because we got some more stuff that you guys have not even heard yet on any other blog.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Okay, so you guys know I like to ball on a budget. So I'll probably be blogging about this, but it'll be on my Instagram. Make It Make Sense now. I get to stay in some pretty nice hotels, always on a budget. In fact, next week I'll be at the Ritz-Carlton, and I paid like $200 for that hotel room. So I'll definitely be blogging about that on Make It Make Sense now. Check that out. But let's talk about Brian Mcknight. Do your black kids cross your mind anytime? No. The answer is no. All these things are alleged in my opinion, but the wife said something. Her name is Julie Mcknight. She seems like a really lovely lady, very pretty. She was married to Brian in the 90s, had 2 little boys by him. Now, what I have found out is he actually cheated on her. Did not know that he had cheated. And she actually became like a surrogate mother for the daughter. She welcomed all of these kids in. Again, I told you she's a really lovely lady. She's an artist on her own. She's still going out, still making music, still doing festivals and things like that nature. She just recently wrote a book. So I don't know when that comes out, but it's about parenting. And from the sounds of it, she was the only parent. So I want you guys to hear this and you tell me in the comments what you think, because to me, she said a whole lot. I literally, when she said it, my mouth dropped, because she doesn't say very many negative things about anything or anybody. There was an interview, shout out to the Victor Brooks show, where she talked about her book, but she said this as it pertains to being, co-parenting with Brian Mcknight.
So imagine that mom who's struggling to get up in the morning and the kids, and she's playing a game. Like, I don't even know if my son remembers that we play a game. They find coins in the couch and we get pizza. Man, we gotta eat. We get enough. Ooh, who finds the most money? And we counting these coins out, going to the coin star. Meanwhile, somebody's got a top 10 record. But listen, that's life.
Y'all are digging through the couch for coins to go get pizza while somebody has a top 10 record. It's worse than we thought, people. Like, literally, it's worse than we thought. Now, everybody did the story last week because everything came back up about how he really is, super dad to his new wife's children, loves them, cooks breakfast for them on holidays, purchases BMWs for them, but has completely disowned his own children. Now, when he talked about disowning his own children, he was very, I will say, nasty, in my opinion, to his daughter, his biological daughter, and alleged that she was involved in some form of older, younger relationship with a cousin where she was the younger person. It was disgusting, but I want you guys again to hear it from his mouth. Let's see. Shout out to Straight for the A. They were on this story and they got the audio or the video. Let me pull this up.
Along the way, a couple years ago, I got wind that there was an older cousin who was above 18 who was quite possibly having sex with her. So I called, as a father should, to the state office for children's affairs there in Arizona, and I never heard anything back. But the next thing that her mother did was to block all of us from her social media, from her phone, and completely estranged her from us. What that told me was they didn't want me to be involved in her life that way. So to see the post that she said, considering that her mother only had a child with me for money in the first place, and I'll reiterate this, I have not missed a child support payment. She goes to one of the most incredible private schools.
So, okay, you guys, again, sorry for the background noise. I'm literally in the center of a city. So, problem one, you made a really horrible allegation about your daughter. Problem two, you said you reported it to the authorities, never heard back. Then why didn't you report it again? Why didn't you follow up? I talked about that on my video, Weird and Creepy. You can check that video out. I will link it at the end of this one. If these things were true, you dropped the ball. If these things weren't true, I said it in that video, that's the story. Not so much him, choosing to maybe disown his family. They can move on without having a horrible man in their life. But to embarrass your child in the way that he did, that was the story. I told you guys, there's things that you're only going to get on this channel. And that was what I saw. That was the most problematic. Cut to in the interview that his mother did with the Victor Brooks show, his son had something to say about that, and it sounded pretty ominous. So I want you guys to hear just this short little clip where the son also addresses, where is it? I believe it's this one. No, it's the other one. The son actually addresses the issue as well, but his was, like I said, a little bit more ominous. Okay. Again, shout out to the Victor Brooks show.
We are hunters and gatherers, and that doesn't take away from us men of what we do. We go out and we hunt and we get things done. When that became sexual is when it became an issue. And that will be addressed very soon as well. But
right there. So that was his little hint that he dropped to let us know that the sister was not playing with her deadbeat daddy, allegedly. And a lawsuit did ensue. So Jasmine Brand, shout out to her. It says Brian Mcknight and his estranged daughter settled lawsuit over claims he lied and said she was promiscuous and you can read this with the minor. It says Brian Mcknight probably won't be winning any parenting awards anytime soon, at least according to his estranged daughter. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, the lawsuit Brian Mcknight's estranged daughter Brianna and Mcknight filed against him has been dismissed. In 2020, Brianna sued the singer for maliciously defaming her on social media. Brian Mcknight was accused of publicly humiliating his daughter by claiming that as a minor, she engaged in relations with an older cousin. In the suit, Brian alleged her estranged father always had an animosity towards her. Reportedly, when Brian welcomed Brianna with the woman named Patricia Driver while he was married to his then wife, Julie. Brian and Julie shared two sons together, Nico and Brian Mcknight Jr. In 2017, Brian moved on and tied the knot with his current wife, Leilani Malaya Mendoza, who has two children from a previous relationship. In January, the couple welcomed their son, also named Brian. This is him with his new happy family. It says, in the suit, Brianna criticized Brian for being there for his stepchildren while ignoring her and her biological brothers. Reportedly in 2018, Brianna attempted to fix the relationship with her famous dad, but he refused to communicate with her. So that's where the lies come in, because he said that they changed the numbers and did not want him in their lives. But they are saying in court documents that Brian was the one that refused. So to me, that sounds like abandonment. You had the other children not able to eat. They're looking for, quarters and stuff to get a pizza. Now, this child is saying you cut off communication with her. Now, y'all know I'm shady but fair. I've already let you guys hear in the Weird and Creepy Brian's response to all of these allegations. So check that video out. I will link it. But what do you guys think? Who do you side with? Because now you've heard both sides. Brian made the allegations. The daughter denied them. To me, they were disgusting. And also to find out that you had a top 10 hit and your children back at home with your wife aren't eating. And on top of that, you had a whole mistress that you're now claiming the woman is a gold digger. But was she a gold digger when you chose to cheat on your wife with her and produce a child? It's a lot. It's all too much. And Brian doesn't seem to care. He seems to be pretty happy with his new family. So you guys make of that what you want. there's some other stuff. I'm gonna have to do a video probably tomorrow because I've been seeing a lot of stuff about Jamie Foxx that to me almost feels disrespectful at this point. So I'll probably make an expose video on that, kind of clearing up some of the salacious stuff that is being said about him, especially at a time where this man just needs positive energy and prayer. So like the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.